Hello, we are here with an extraordinary pilot. Welcome, Alberto. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm very good. I am very happy to do this interview with you. I'm doing a project about airplanes and I want to know about airplane security. Let's start.
Okay.
First question. Which airplane is the safest and why?
Which is the safest? Well, pretty much all the planes are very safe. There's some that has very good safety ratings, but every plane that you fly in is certified and is very safe to fly in.
Okay, thank you. Next question. What is the seatbelt for?
What is seatbelt for? Well, we have three types of seatbelts in the plane. One for the pilots, one for the flight attendants, and the passengers. Is mainly for safety, for security. If you have any sudden movements in the airplane, you can either the people in the plane is secured to the seats. That way, it won't be flying around the cockpit or the cabin and hurting themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are other security instruments that we can find in an airplane?
Another security instruments?
Just like.
Well, we have many security. We have like fire extinguishers. We have axes. We have ropes. We have fire extinguisher, different kinds to fight the fire. You know, because there's different materials in the airplane. What else we have? We have wheelchair. We have a first aid kit. We have what else we have? What else do you think that we can have in the plane?
I don't know. The masks?
Masks, very good. We have mask. We have oxygen mask, and we have a mask that is used to combat the fire and to protect you for the smoke. And we have another, the floating devices, like a vest, and the seat cushions that you can use it if we have to ditch the plane. Ditching is when you land the plane on the water. Okay?
What are they for, or when would it be necessary to use them? It's
Like, if you have an emergency, you can use it for different things. Like we said before, if you have a fire on the plane, you have to land the plane really quick, but you can fight it. So you can contain it until the firefighter helps you. You have the floating devices. If we land it in the water, you can wait for the rescue people to come and get you. If you have to get quickly from the airplane and the doors are locked and you cannot get out, you can use the axe to break the windows, so you can help the people go out, or the smoke, or there's many things that you can use the emergency devices.
okay. What happens if an airplane can't land in the designated airport?
What happened? We have different procedures. One is you have to go to an alternate airport. That's it. The alternate airport is an airport that is prepared for the airplane to go and land and wait for the destination to get open, because the airport can be lost for weather like fog or for an accident. But that's mainly what you do. If the airport where you're gonna land is closed, you have to go an alternate airport that we already set and decide which one it is.
Why do airplanes go to another airport when there is fog?
Because not all the airplanes and the crews can land in the fog. Only few airplanes and few crews, and you have to practice it, because if you want to land in the fog, you cannot see anything. So the plane has to do it by itself, and you have to be prepared to continue your taxi. The taxi is when you go from the runway to the gate. You have to continue on a condition that you cannot see a lot. So not all the airplanes and crews are qualified to do it. That's why you have to go to another airport.
What happens if an airplane runs out of gasoline in the middle of the Pacific Ocean?
What happens? Well, the planes are going to keep flying because they're prepared to fly, but they're going to go down. If you get out of fuel, you have to prepare your passengers and your crew to ditch. Ditches, like we said before, to land on the water. You have life rafts, you have radios, you have even food, and you can get water. But the main thing is you have to land, and you need to be prepared to land on the water. And it's a procedure that we use to do that.
What is the procedure in case of water landing?
What's the procedure? Well, like we said, you have to prepare your cockpit, you prepare your passengers with your life vests. You have to tell them which doors they can use and which one they have to be closed. Because if you open some doors, the water can go in. The plane is sealed, so if it lands in the water, it will stay afloat. Okay, it's gonna stay floating, so the passenger can go out. And using the slides on the planes that go when there's an emergency, okay, there are rafts as well, so it can hold either different sizes, but let's say 50 people. Once they are full, you have to pull a rope. You have a knife there. You cut it, and that will float, so you can wait for the rescue people or any boat that is close to go and get you. And as a pilot, we have to do a procedure, and we send an emergency signal in different frequencies, look for a boat that is close by. So there's many things that we do. It's a lot of work.
Okay. What do we have to show? Why do we have to show our passport when we get to another country?
So you can, they know where your country coming from, and that you are legally going out of the country or entering into the country.
Why is there so many security in airports before you get to the airplane?
Well, why is there many security? Because to be flying around is you can say it's dangerous, because there's a lot of planes in the air, and you have to be very careful what you go into the plane, because you have to check it. Let's say one passenger wants to travel with a bunch of gasoline, and he goes into the plane, and the gasoline gets close to a cell phone that gets hot, and the battery starts fire, and you have the closest airport is 200 or let's say an hour away, and you have fire, so you have to take care of that. But instead of doing it in the plane, you can do it on the ground. So the person taking care of that is security in the airports. It's an example, but there's a lot of things that you can do.
Do pilots have to have their hands in the yoke at all times?
No. Well, there's planes that they do, but all the commercial airliners now, they have an autopilot. You program the airplane, and it flies by itself, actually.
What is the highest altitude an airplane can reach?
The highest, a commercial airline pretty much flies around 41,000 feet. Almost everywhere in the world they use feet instead of meters. So they fly about 41,000, because above 41,000 you have a relation from the oxygen, because you can get oxygen in case of an emergency. But there's planes that can fly up to 51,000 feet.
About how many airplanes take off from an airport per day?
How many airplanes? Well, there's it depends where you are. Like if you are here in Guadalajara, there's a lot of traffic, but it's not that much. I mean, you can say that every 2 or 3 minutes plane takeoffs. But if you go to Chicago, to London Heathrow, you can see that planes take off every 30 seconds. So you have a lot of planes coming in and out, because they have a lot of runways that they can use.
For you, which is the best airport and why?
The best airport. Well, the best airport that I flew in, I think it's that I've been in. There's a lot of bunch of airports that I like. Uh, to fly, I think Paris is one because it's really fun to fly in because you have to work a lot the approach and the landing. One airport that I like is Hong Kong because it's new and it's really interesting how they build it, how they they made the runways. It was only two islands and they make a whole bunch of land to make the airport. So I think the most important, the most interesting airport is Hong Kong.
Which is the airplane that can hold more weight?
Can hold more weight. There's only one plane, the biggest in the world right now. As this I don't know, I wanna say wrong, but it's the Antonov 225. Remember that
Yes.
episode? It's 6 engines and it's the biggest. It's a Russian plane that was built to carry the space shuttle for the Russians, but they never the space shuttle never flew, so the plane is used for cargo, and is the biggest plane.
And there is only one?
There's only one. Yes, they only build. As far as I know, they only build one.
Has any incident in the air happened to you?
Incidents in there. I had two emergencies that I can recall. One of the engines shut down, and we did landing in Mazatlan. That was I was in another company. In this company, I have a hydraulic failure that we did a procedure and came back to Guadalajara and land, and it was really interesting because the runway had shut. They had to tow us to the gate and everything. It was really fun.
What is the airplane in which you fly the most?
The plane that I've flown the most, it was a Boeing 737. I flew it for 6 years,
But now you fly the 787.
and right now I'm flying the 787. I haven't flown that. I've been flying it for 3 years and a half.
Very good. What is the weight of a normal 787 airplane?
The weight, the maximum takeoff weight is 227 tons.
And in the air,
Oh, well, if you fly with that, you take off with 227, and you're landing approximately 165 tons. Depends on the passengers and where you're going and the fuel that you have to carry on. I mean, depends, but the maximum takeaway is 227 tons. Quite a
how
bit,
many
huh?
tons of gasoline a 787 needs?
Depends where you're going, but it can hold up to 101 tons of fuel, total fuel, in the wings and in the body, on the fuselage.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for teaching us more about airplane security.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Anytime you want to invite me, I'm happy to. If you have any more questions or anything, I'll be here.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.